So Anova just released the Anova Nano 3.0. What are the differences relative to the previous version? As you can see, not a whole lot externally, but don't be fooled. There are actually a lot of differences with regard to the machine. So what are those? There are three that are widely publicized. We're going to test for a fourth. But those three, let's start with those, are the fact that the power has been substantially increased. It's 100 watts more. So now we're at 850 watts relative to the previous cooker at 750 watts. So a nice little increase there. The second difference is the fact that the new cooker is now Wi-Fi capable. Before it was just Bluetooth capable. What does that mean to you? That means you can monitor your cook or start and stop it from wherever you are, basically, just through the app, which is a wonderful new feature. And then third, let's plug these in to show you the third. All right, so we've got the cooker on. So the big difference now is that you get both the temperature and time displayed versus before you just got the temperature here and you could toggle to the time, as you can see, but now both are displayed all the time. So those are the three. Real quick again. Substantial increase in power. So as you're thinking about 750 watts versus 850 watts, it's not going to make a huge difference. You're going to notice it much more at those high temperatures. So if you're cooking sous vide vegetables at say 185, that's where you're going to notice it does take more time for the 750 versus 850 to get to that temperature. But when you're thinking about something like a steak where you're in the 130s, let's say, you're not going to notice a huge difference, particularly if you're using a cover like you should be or sous vide balls or something of that nature. Second, now Wi-Fi capable. And third, now you can see both the time and temperature at the same time. Fourth, we want to measure sound because it's a real practical thing to check because you're going to be hearing it when it's going on for that 2 hours or 4 hours or 48 hours. So let's actually measure the sound to see if there's an appreciable difference between the 3.0 Nano and the 2.0 Nano, or the original Nano. There's not actually a 2.0 Nano. So let's do it. Let's start with the 2.0. We've got both obviously in the same pool of water, heating up the same water. We'll just run one at a time. We'll start with the 2.0. They're both going to 130 degrees in case you're curious, as you can see. And we will measure how loud they are. So let's go. Starting with the 2.0. It's reading roughly 55, so we'll stop that one. And now we'll go to the 3.0. And that one's closer to 52. So the Nano 3.0 is a little bit quieter than the original Nano. We can try and hear one more time in case that helps. So I'm going to go 2.0, then 3.0. So it sort of winds up and it gets into this steady state at this higher pitch, whereas with 3.0, it too winds up and then starts to gradually fall, so it's not as high pitched, and it is a little quieter as it starts to fall into that lower pitch. So there's a difference too. So we have four differences between the Anova Nano 3.0 and the original Anova Nano. One, 100 watts more power. Two, now it's Wi-Fi capable. Three, it is showing both time and temperature on the display, which is good if you're looking from afar across the room or something like that. And then four, it is slightly quieter. So those are your differences.